Welcome to Dare Education Awareness, where you can find the latest news on all Dare County schools, the Coastal Studies Institute, and the College of the Albemarle. We keep you informed, entertained, and up to date on education in Dare County.
The new welding lab here has been fantastic for us. It's opened up space. The main thing that I like about this lab is the lighting and the ventilation. In addition to the new space, we have, the state-of-the-art booths that you can see behind me. It's really enhanced the opportunity for the students.
My name is Finn McCall. I've been in the welding program for about a year and a half. I live in Nags Head and I graduated from Manio last year. I enjoy making things and never really saw college as something I wanted to do, so I joined the welding program. It is a good career option, a lot of people know that. It's affordable. Most people can get in with relative ease. And it's a useful skill. Even if you don't want to weld in the future, if you know it, it always could be a backup option.
In the U.S., the welding population continues to age, and as those workers age out, there's a good demand. In the U.S., the Bureau of Labor Statistics indicates that there's 430,000 opportunities in welding in the U.S. with an anticipated growth of 3% year over year. So it's just a solid opportunity for youngsters out of school or maybe non-traditional students that want to come and learn a second career.
I wanted to do welding to help expand on my diesel program. When it comes to marine diesel, we use welding almost every single day. We break a nut off, something like that in a head or something, you got to weld a nut on it to pull it out of there. Or we build custom aftercoolers, so we got to build all the custom stainless tubing to put on there. And I mean, just anything you think of welding every day. In this here new lab, it really helps us out because we got more space in the booths.
The welding program here at COA has been successful for us, primarily because of the experienced teachers that we've had, specifically Mr. Jeff Spear.
Mr. Spear is the guy who kind of runs it, super knowledgeable, very, very knowledgeable. If anytime I have a question, he was there to answer it. He's like, if you have a question, welding, text me, I'll answer right then and there. In the whole thing, we learned 4 different techniques. We do stick welding, TIG welding, MIG welding, and flux core arc welding.
So in addition to the welding program, we have other opportunities that we continue to develop here at COA, one being the new forklift program. There's no doubt that Dean Sweeney and others continue to grow the program and enhance it with other opportunities.
My name is Diane Childress, and I am the 2020 Principal of the Year here in Dare County. So I went into education, I guess, when I think back then, I was 8, and I wanted to be a teacher. At the time, my friends and I, we would jump into the dumpsters at the end of the school year and take all the dittos out. And I would take them home, and I had this little school underneath the stairs in the basement where I would teach my sisters and my friends school, and I was the teacher. And now, even though I'm a principal, I still consider myself a teacher. It's just a different kind of teacher. For me now, I think it's about purpose, having a purpose and a passion for working with kids and other educators that really have the same interests that I do, and that is basically doing what's best for kids. The value of education, I just believe it's the most important and most wonderful job in the whole wide world. Pulling into school, the driveway every day, parking lot at school is just it's an awesome feeling. Like, what am I gonna get to do today? And who am I gonna get to impact? And who needs my help? For me, it's just about kids. When kids come to school, they are all loved and they are all cherished and they are all cared for and they all get to learn. I think if you had asked me about 15 years ago, do you want to be a principal? I would have said, heck no. I think now, trying to have an impact and a positive inspiration over not just students, but teachers and staff as well, I take it as a very serious and huge responsibility, and I try really hard.
Diane is an extremely caring person, and I think that is probably the the biggest characteristic that a principal ought to have. That role is so fundamental to the direction of a school that the principal should first and foremost care about the students, the teachers, and the community, and Diane Childress does that. She's one of the most caring and passionate people I know. Oftentimes she's the first person to arrive at the school and the last person to leave, and it's because of her dedication and commitment to First Light Middle School that school is succeeding, and we are very proud of the work that she's doing.
I've worked with numerous teachers over the years who have had a huge impact on my life. People who have taught me skills that maybe I didn't know how to do or I could get better at, and then I feel like I've been able to have an impact on them as well.
It didn't take us long, even though the years have been many,
to collect the ABCs that describe your amazing traits as an educator.
A, Administrator Extraordinaire. You care about those you work with, recognize their contributions, and appreciate them for their hard work.
B, Beloved. You are creating a legacy daily by teaching students and staff lessons that will last a lifetime.
C, Collaborative. You engage.
In March, when Governor Cooper moved public schools to remote learning in North Carolina, Diane knew that she wanted to do something special for the students at First Light Middle School, and she took it upon herself to write a personalized handwritten note to each of the over 700 students in the school and mailed that. And I think that really shows the level of commitment and passion that Diane has.
I believe that in my short time here that we've been able to put some structures and processes in place to help teachers and staff and then myself really look at what we're doing with more intentionality. So what are we planning? How are we teaching it? I think teaching has a science and an art, and we have to make sure that when we get caught up in that art of teaching, that we can go back to the science and make sure that we're really aligned and doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing for kids. It's a big family here at First Light Middle School, so it's a great place to be and a great place to live, and I certainly call it my second home. So it's kind of where I am.
Why? Yay, Ms. Childress! We celebrate you and this amazing accomplishment.
Z. Z is for the zillions of ways that you have touched the lives of children, families, and peers in Dare County schools. Congratulations, Diane Childress.
LEED is a rating system that's administered by the U.S. Green Building Council, and the rating system is broken up into several different categories, like sustainable sites, indoor environmental quality, energy and atmosphere, water efficiency is important, and materials and resources. And all of these have minimum requirements that must be met by any project. The Coastal Studies Institute achieved a gold LEED rating. The building over the last 8 years has proven to be energy efficient. We're over 30% of energy savings. In fact, even 8 years on, we're the most energy efficient building that is administered by East Carolina University. During construction, 100% of the waste materials that came from the project were sent to a recycling firm to be sorted, and those that could be recycled were. Many of the materials used in the building were from recycled sources or from local sources. A lot of the wood that you see was harvested locally here in North Carolina.
Well, the LEED certification is not just about the design and construction of a building, but it also refers to the amount of pollution that building might provide, or the health of the occupants, and thinking about how the occupants might enjoy working in that building, the amount of light, how we recycle. All of these things can lead to an enjoyable experience when you visit or actually work at that facility. And so we come at these LEED certifications from thinking about not just the environment, but the people that visit and the people that work at these facilities. Creating a sustainable building is important for the community. It's important for how we lead by example as an education facility.
We have 10 best management practices for stormwater, and 100% of the stormwater on the campus is treated by these devices. They're all in the landscape. We were lucky enough to have enough real estate that these are not just holes in the ground holding water, they create habitat and provide learning opportunities and environmental benefits. Water efficiency, we have a 48,000 gallon cistern, and that provides all of the non-potable water that we need for outdoor temporary irrigation, for flushing our toilets and washing boats, things like that from the outdoor spigots. There's no permanent irrigation in our landscaping, and that's one thing that homeowners can do, is to consider the groundwater sources and certainly not using potable water for landscape irrigation. The geothermal system here is a big version of what many people have in their homes. It's a heat pump. It's a water-to-air heat pump, and it's high efficiency, and it actually uses the raw water from Dare County wells. We run the water through our system and return it back to the Dare County water system to be purified and used for drinking water. We think of these as an opportunity to save energy and to lower our carbon footprint. But as an employee who's worked in this building for 8 years, I can tell you that it's comfortable, it's a wonderful place to work, and the natural light that we have, I'm sure it helps our students learn better, and it certainly helps all of the employees that work here. One of the easiest things that homeowners can do to create a more sustainable home is to consider their landscape and not worry that things are so well maintained. We employ something called cues to care. We mow just the edges of the driveway in to allow the rest of the landscape to enjoy a natural succession opportunity. So we have natural grasses, and we allow the grasses and shrubs to grow to provide habitat, cover, and food sources for animals and birds.
Many of our courses that we teach here at our coastal campus are focused on hands-on learning, right? A real experience. We've got various ways that we're using native plants, various ways that we're collecting water, stormwater, and all of that can apply to many of the environmental and resource-related courses that we teach our students on this campus. But it goes beyond that, and thinking about the community that visits our campus. It's a teaching tool not just for the students that come to our campus to learn, but for the entire community. Anybody that comes to our campus has the opportunity to learn about not just LEED facilities, but how you can use the surrounding environment to create a more sustainable development.